Well, that was interesting. I seem to be having a bit of a dicky internet feed, pardon me French. Hopefully you'll all kind of click on that. I do have another live feed kind of coming. It is on. I'm actually going to go at the same time and actually put this link up. Yeah, my internet on this computer for some reason doesn't seem to like actually working. It keeps it for the last week. It's been dropping in and out. So if I do drop in and out, I might have to start another live feed because I was just talking there for a good 2 minutes before I realised I wasn't actually talking to anybody but myself and bang my head against the wall. So please do bear with us if I do go quiet because me internet's just absolutely appalling at this moment in time. Yep, hello Celine Driver. Yes, let's try that again. Also, if any of you know how to actually get a link up so I can actually spit around people that have actually gone to another live chat, that would be absolutely great because I don't have a clue. But yes, getting back to where we were, there's a few things I'm going to be talking about. Main one being, like I say, there's a few things with watches. Me Calvin Klein one's getting a lot of interest at the moment about what I'm going to do with it, which I will tell you in this live chat. He's come to bear with us. I'm going to give you that little tidbit. Yes, I know the hair is all over. The hairdressers have reopened. However, I just can't be bothered to stand in a queue for an hour. So this is the way it is. I look like I look like a ginger version of the professor out of Back to the Future, I think. I've got like some kind of thing there. I've also thinning at the sides, which is very depressing. I do. I've got like a mad kind of scientist look going on about me. But yes, I am proper ginger. Celine Driver it is. I have noticed that over the years. My beard's more ginger than my hair. I used to be more ginger than this, but yeah, that's getting way off topic. But I hope you're all on the chat. Celine Driver, I've been watching your videos as well. I do keep active looking at your videos. They're very, very good. The prototype watch I need to watch. That's in my watch list. I need to have a look at that. It looks very interesting. But yes, I've got a few topics. One, Tudor. I'm going to get on about Tudor in this video. Calvin Klein, which I do have here, which in all honesty, if you haven't seen the review, do have a look at it. It's an absolutely great watch. And the other thing I'm going to let you kind of debate about is, for watch collection, are you a person that thinks it's better to have, let's say, 20 cheaper watches or one actual big one, as in one expensive watch and you only wear that one, or even two? I'll let you have two. Because I got asked this question before. It was on about the cheap Chinese copies, but it was basically somebody had a right go to saying, why are you buying all these Chinese copies? Da, 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 da. You could have even save up and buy something else. At that point, he didn't realise I actually had a Tudor or any decent watches. He hadn't actually looked at any of the rest of my channel. He just kind of looked at one of the Pagani watches and then watched every one of the reviews for Pagani design I did and totally ripped it. I was like, no, I've got Tudors, I've got a few Zeloses, which aren't cheap if you get the higher up ones like I've got, and I put them back in his box. But it was a legitimate answer if he asked actually politely about why buy all these cheaper watches, like have 20 of them sitting in your box, or just have one that you wear all the time. I just yeah, it's one of those things. But yes, hello to everybody that's come along. Like I say, I hope other people will come to this, because obviously the original link is now defunct because I'm not doing that live feed no more because it was all there. But anyway, and hopefully people will cotton on. Anyway, let's have a look. So Celine Driver, I've said hi to you. Like I say, you're just a glutton for punishment with my live feeds. I don't know why you put up with us. And Dave, like I say, it's been hectic. Like, it's just getting everything sorted with the house and stuff. I haven't had time to do videos. I've got a lot of editing to do. I've got around about 3 videos in the editing phase, which I just can't manage to find the time to do, because editing takes like a full afternoon just to get things sorted, cut out all me swearing and bits and bobs, which I do. I swear a lot during my reviews because a lot of things go wrong in them, especially with my kind of slip of the tongues, which happen a lot. You'll see me live feeds, I trip over my words quite a lot, and I have to cut that out of the actual proper reviews just to make it actually look up. But anyway, let's have a look what we've got in the live chat. Wonder if you managed to unload the Horizon, or did you psych it? No, I've got rid of it. A chap in York actually wanted it, and he paid his I forgot how much it was now, for 720 quid. So basically, I didn't make anything off it. I didn't lose anything off it, because that was basically what I had in the with taxes and stuff in the watch. It's basically just wiped his face, and I'm now sitting on my hands waiting for the Swordfish Titanium to come out, which was very hard to do last night because the 40mm versions came out of the Zelos Swordfish, which sold out within a couple of hours, every single one of them. Which, to be honest, good on Elshin. He had, like, even he said in his Facebook feed that he wasn't expecting them to sell out, and he had in between all the varieties there was over 1,000 units, and he sold them within an hour, and it was just absolutely yeah, it was spectacular with going. I was debating. Don't get me wrong, they had a black sand, which very much looked like a Black Bay 58 kind of style. I fancied that. The meteorite I was might have gone for if it had a matched bezel, which it didn't. The bezel just totally mismatched against the down. I just didn't like that. So, yeah, there's some special edition actual Zelos swordfish 40 mils coming out. So I might wait for them, but I'm definitely going to get myself a titanium one when I build up the cash. That's where it's going. But anyway, let's have a look. Put it up with your feed. Have them seen mine? Nah. Like I say, 20 watches are too expensive. I want them all. I do as well. Like I say, yeah, that's my mind, because like I say, that's as you can see by the watch box in front of us, which is only a small part of my collection at this moment in time. I will be actually getting onto that. Also, if any of you can actually work out how I can get a link to this live stream, I think this might work. I'm going to multitask now. This could feel absolutely miserably, just to basically redirect people to my actual channel, because I'm sitting here thinking there should be more people in this, and there normally is. But it's, like I say, my internet's just been doing my nut in for the last kind of God knows how long. But yeah, let's have a scene drive. 720 quid. What's that in your money? It's around about $900 which you've already worked out. $921. Yes. So basically, once you put in the taxes and stuff, it's wiped its face. That's what it's done. And I'm happy for that, because like I say, it's gone to a lad who's actually going to enjoy the actual video. He's going to enjoy the watch, and he basically missed out on it, and he knew he did. So you can't enter the correct support site. Oh man, I can't actually put the link up for a live video. That is absolutely annoying. YouTube, wait there. There we go. Select that. Wait there. Just putting the live feed up on my YouTube so everybody knows I've actually gone live YouTube feed, new link. There we go. Please join, because I'm lonely. Well, I'm not. I've got 7 decent people with me right now. There we go. So that's up there right now. But anyway, I'm always forgetting. Oh, an hour behind. Yes, we are an hour behind. But yeah, you commented before and you were like, oh yeah, and I just wasn't there. You were lucky. You could have dodged a bullet. You could have ran. But no, you came back for more punishment. I don't know why you did that, Marcus. I just know. I must be doing something right. But yes, I've got the link for the live stream up, so hopefully that'll direct more people my way. And yeah, but yeah, Zelos is doing blooming well at the moment. Elshin is doing absolutely spectacular. The Horizon 2s have gone quite well. Like I say, the V2s, there's only 2 models in stock, which is the Ice and also I think the Blue Midnight one. I've got the links up here actually, and the Ice one I don't really like, because you can't read the bezel whatsoever. I think that was the pup of the whole litter of that one. But the Midnight Blue one does look good. It does. I say it was just not for me. I liked it, but because I already had the Aventrine, the Mark 1 Horizon, having 2 of them that were very similar in your box. And to be on Sling Driver, I think this is why you didn't go for one, because you've already got one, as in the Horizon 1. It was far too similar. It was like wearing the same watch, in all honesty. I think that was the biggest reason I just didn't like it. I just hope that doesn't happen with this titanium swordfish, but I'm guessing it's very much a lot lighter of a watch, so it will be different to wear. But yeah, Zelos has just blown out the water at the moment. Last night it was an absolute win for him, selling out the whole line of the 40mm swordfishes. That was just unprecedented, and to be honest, £260 for the standing. The meteorite ones were $360. I mean, dollars, not pounds. I get confused, but anyway, that is absolute steal for the spec of the watch he was selling. It was an absolute steal. But anyway, yeah, it was a good night. I watched it and it was quite good. Anyway, let's have a look at some of the questions we've got coming in. Omar, hello Omar. New Pagani design PD 61 Skeleton watch. Oh, you mean what there? I don't know if this one's it. Is this one it? Don't think it is. There's a square one that's come out. I'm just trying to find if the PD marking's on there. No, that's 1659. That's one of their skeleton watches from Pagani Design. I've had that for 3 weeks now. I've been wearing it because, unlike a lot of people who review watches and don't take this, or anybody who's a watch think Sling Driver, like I say, you're more like me. You will wear a watch before you do stuff with it. But there's a lot of people on the net that'll get these and literally put a review up as soon as they come through the door. And they don't wear them. They wear them for an hour. And I totally disagree with this. I've been putting this through the ringer for 3 weeks now. On and off, don't get me wrong, because I've got rotations. But and it's a blooming good watch. I can't fault Pagani design. And this one, which is the 1659, I think, has actually got 3 hours of reserve. It's got the same movement in as my Baudry, which is this lovely skeleton movement watch here, which I reviewed on my channel not so long back. And it's an absolutely phenomenally spec watch. This one was 80 quid. I think this one was just shy of 90 quid. So for the price point, it is spectacular, and you're getting basically the same kind of spec. I think the one you're on about, Marcus, is the one that's slightly, there's the square version. There's like a square version. I've gone with there's like AP type styling, and I was going to go for that, but I will get into the reason why I'm kind of not buying as many watches at the moment. There is a reason. I'm having to kind of cut back on a few things, which is a shame, and I might have to kind of restrict my reviews a bit because of that, but I will find ways around. I am trying, but yes, Pagani design, I do love, and that watch is spectacular. I shouldn't have got it in green. I like it in green, but I think the black would have been a bit better. But here, let's move on. Let's have a look. I am waiting for the 42mm titanium, so especially the Damascus. See, I want the Damascus, but that's just far too much money for me at this moment in time. I want the titanium swordfish meteorite, and I've talked to Elshin, and the meteorite version is around about $550 when it comes out, and it also has a meteorite bezel, which I want. I want one of them, but he said them, so I'm presuming there's going to be 2 versions of the meteorite, and if I'm going to guess, there's going to be a plain version, which is basically the grey, and there's going to be a blue version. And a blue version with a blue meteorite bezel, I could get along with that quite well. So yeah, I'm just yeah, it's yeah. Like I say, back end of August, I'm going to have to sit and wait on it. I shouldn't really be spending money, but hey ho, we'll see what happens. But yeah, Sling Driver, I would love a Damascus, but I can't afford one at this moment in time. Let's have a look. It's between an hour with you or the wife. Here I am. Oh God. Don't tell her that. No. I'll get shot. I've got many people wanting to shoot me at this moment in time. No doubt my wife as well, because I might be getting on her with quite a lot at this moment in time. I'm like a kid. I'm the 3rd child in this family. And I'm going to be buying a teal dress watch. I actually suggested a name for the dress watch that Elshin liked and said he might use. Guess we'll see. Yes, we'll see. Like I say, the dress watches, I'm not... We'll see. Yes, we'll see. Like I say, the dress watches, I'm not a big dress watch fan. I just never have been. Don't get me wrong, I like smart watches, but if I'm going to go in, like if it's a suit and tie event, to be honest, I wear my Black Bear 58, just because even though it is, to be honest, the closest thing I would have is like a dress watch. I might even wear the Horizons, actually, because the Horizons is a very good dress watch. The Aventurine is a bit blingy like, but it is nice under the cuff. It's very thin, and it is nice to wear through the full night, especially on the bracelet. But the dress watches Elshin have got coming out of Zelos are very, very nice looking, and do you know what? They are good, and they've got good movement in as well. I think they're just hand wound, though. He did tell us what the movement was, and I've forgotten. But yeah, it's for a dress watch, it would be one I would have. But it's just, like I say, I'm more Thule watch guy myself. That's just me. My dad bought a Horizon 2, so I didn't buy one. Yeah, you did. You did a review on one, didn't you? So, like I say, the good one. Like I say, I think the things I would take away off the Horizon 2 would be that domed crystal, that basically the high domed crystal, the box crystal as people call it. I would take that away. I would put a flat crystal on top, perfectly flat, so it looked like there wasn't a crystal in it. You would also then see your bezel, because the bezel inside, or the chaptering inside was basically, the view of it was hindered because of that crystal, and it would have made that watch sit a hell of a lot smaller on the wrist. By about 2.5mm, I think that crystal went up. You would have had a very thin watch, and I actually debated, and I did debate whether I could get a crystal for it to fit, and that would have been an excellent watch, but no, not in a new watch. I don't like how much money was in that watch. I didn't want to put a new crystal in because, like I say, it's a new watch. Thought just pass it on to somebody else who's going to enjoy it, and he is still in contact with him. He's enjoying every minute of it. So Good on you. Let's have a one more. Nope, it's a different design. I think I know the one you're on about, and I was going to get that one, but then that one came up, and I thought, oh no, I like that one more. Just me. I'm because I buy the watches I review. Majority 99% of the watches I buy. Well, 95. The rest of them do get given to us on loan, and I pass them out. But when you're a small YouTube channel, you don't get big people coming in. Jarmaine, actually, like I say, Jarmaine Design have actually lent me the prototype of their new J series watch, which is like a Zen garden type thing. And do you know what? It's a very out there looking watch, but it grows on you. It really does grow on you. And the hand design, it's spectacular. However, the reason I actually got my hands on this was because I did a review of the Z series, and I looked, and it was just the fact of off the cover of that, the sort of just says, do you want to do a review of this for thank you? You can lend the prototype and send it back. They haven't come back to us about sending this back yet, and she did say wear it as long as you want until we actually have need for it. So I'm basically just wearing the hell out of this. She says I don't mind whatsoever. So Charmaine, thank you for that. It's a great opportunity to do so. But yes, and that's what brings us on to the reason why I'm kind of going back. And no, it's not a kid. I saw somebody said he's having another baby. No, I am not having another baby, thank God. Don't get me wrong, I want more in the future, maybe one more. Not a lot more. I'm not that type of person. But because we're moving house and because the mortgages and stuff over here is still messed up, originally we were going to go boring bit. We were going to go for a 10% mortgage or 90% mortgage, so we could only need to put a 10% deposit down. However, none of them have been released yet. However, 85% have, and it's got to the point now where we've gone, look, we're just going to have to go. We've got the money in the savings. We're going to have to put that on, use the equity in the house and get the 85%. In the long run, it's better for us because it's cheaper. We'll get better rates at that. However, it means now we're having to kind of tighten the purse strings because there's a lot of money we're going to have to just divert the savings to actually get the money. We've got it there. I like having a bit of money in savings. So if anything happens, we have got a very wide kind of gap for us to kind of fix things. If one got made redundant, which I have in the past. I've been made redundant once, never want to happen again. I'm just lucky in my line of work. I actually got another job the week later. Well, actually 2 days after I got made redundant, somebody offered us a job. So it's not a nice feeling though being in that position, but because we had savings, we didn't really worry about it. It's like, right, okay, we'll just have to go back, save. We don't live hand to mouth. We've got a buffer, which is what we need. So watches are going to have to come back, and I'm selling a few of mine off just to kind of give us that nice bit of kind of cushion. And I'm also doing a lot more modern, which I like doing. The modern's done. Like this is my personal one, but this is one of my latest mods I've done. If you get there, I call it the Bumblebee, which is basically just a black and yellow themed Seiko, which is lovely. Aftermarket dials and stuff like that, but it's 3 o'clock crown as well. This is one of the aftermarket 3 o'clock crown SPX cases. Absolutely lovely, actually. And I would do that again. I've always fancied a black and yellow watch, and I've just called it the Bumblebee. And it's a colour scheme that I do really, really like. And I might do a few more of these, actually. And black's my favourite colour. I'm sure there's a song, Back to Black, AC/DC. There you go. That was the one I was thinking of. Go back to that. But anyway, let's continue. I sold a few watches recently to fund the Damascus accessory. Yeah, is the Damascus one coming out at the same time as the Titanium? Do you know that, Celine Driver? Because like I say, I would love to see the review on that one. Like I say, I did debate whether I could afford one, but I'm not even going to attempt it. I'm just going to settle for a Titanium. I haven't got a Titanium watch. It's one thing I've never had as a Titanium watch. And it sounds a bit weird for a guy that's got small wrists. I like heavy watches. And I always thought if I get a Titanium, it's going to be too light. But after wearing the bronze swordfish, which I've got here, which is basically going to be a copy of Design Too Light. But after wearing the bronze swordfish, which I've got here, which is basically going to be a copy of design-wise, pretty much, just in a titanium case, this case is absolutely phenomenal. And I've always thought if it's a tad bit lighter, that would be an excellent watch to wear out and about. And, the titanium one coming out, that's going to be a blast. And blue with a stainless case like the Horizons 2 was, in a meteorite blue, that would look phenomenal. The only thing I need is that meteorite to be the same hue, colour, and the same grainage as that one. Because if it came like the Horizon 2, I'm going to be disappointed again. That's why I'm kind of toying with the idea, do I get a plain meteorite dial in silver or black? Am I coming black? or do I go for the blue, which I want, my heart wants, but my head's saying no, it might not be 100%, you might be in the same position as before. So it's just one of them things. I'm just going to have to decide. But anyway, money is there now, so no guilt. Yeah, I wish I had the money there. Like I said, when that's one of the reasons the Horizon went, because the money was there. The money was in the watch, and I didn't like the watch. And if I don't like the watch, it's pointless having money in a watch you don't like, in my mind. But there's a lot of watches in my collection that are actually. Sorry, Mitch, my nose. I've got very bad hay fever at the moment, so my nose is absolutely driving me insane. So it's not to be snorting sugar. Shouldn't say that, should I? No, I don't snort sugar. That was back in my sixth form days when we were doing days. And to be honest, Castor is absolutely terrible. Or sherbet. What were you thinking? Come on, you weren't thinking anything else. I wouldn't touch the stuff. Don't you dare. But no, I've got very itchy ears at the moment. But yeah, that, like I say, it's just one of those things. Money and watches just go, well, they go together when you got it, but if you don't have it, they're a match made in hell. But yeah, anyway, let's have a look. Online Identity, hi from Montreal. Hello there. Like I'm casting over the world. It's quite scary to be on sitting talking to people live when people could be on the opposite side of the world here. The internet's an amazing thing. It is an amazing thing. Even though the other day the UK internet went down, that's the other. BT and Virgin, I think, they had a fire in their main exchange, which knocked out half the country. Now, I thought the main, and this is just getting onto another topic, the internet, the whole concept was the internet was a thing. If a node went down, it would redivert instantly. So you had basically infinite lines. Well, not infinite, but you had multiple lines, so you would never have a dropout. And then BT and Virgin have a dropout and basically have a fire in one of their main kind of distributors, and they knock out half the internet for the country. And if you think that's a new snow day here because everybody's working at home, I'm not, because I'm on blooming Vodafone. They were working fine. So I had to blooming work for the day. Everybody else on BT was laughing. They were outside having martinis and, getting the paddling pool out. I wasn't. I was working. I was depressed. But that was one of those things, wasn't it? It's just, yeah, I've gone off on another rant anyway. People weren't how they got paid as well. These people would get paid. They'd be sitting there going, I was working from home, I was writing stuff. Oh, I didn't have it in the hour. No, there wouldn't have been. They would have had a can of Fosters in the hand. They would have been drinking merrily through the day. And I was working. Anyway, back to happiness. Let's have a look what we've got here. Remind me, what movement's in the Baudry? It's a Hingzhou something or other. I can't remember what it is. It's got, actually, wait there. I will tell you in a second because I've got the actual, this isn't the one that's in the Baudry, but in the actual, this Pagani design here, I'm just looking at my actual notes for the review. It is a Hangzhou 7520. So this is a 28,800 beats per hour. So it's a high beat movement, 3 days of power reserve. And do you know what? It doesn't actually, it's got a 4 dial on the front, but it's pretty much skeletonized. But the movement itself looks pretty good. And the Baudry one, if I was going to go for one, I would go for the Baudry. The Baudry design looks a bit more, it just looks a bit more clean. Don't get me wrong, it's copying off another watch, and I've forgotten what watch it is. It's a Lamborghini something or other made from a watch company. It's based on the Lamborghini Aventador. No, it's not the Aventador. It's a Lamborghini car. I've forgotten what it is from the new ones. I'm not that much up to afraid with the new Lamborghinis. I think they've got a bit too much out there. I'm more for like the older / maybe noughties Lamborghinis. I do love them. But then when Audi bought them, they went crazy. And don't get me wrong, good cars, but why not get an R8, which basically was just basically, what was it? What's the V10? Was it the Glado? I don't know. But anyway, Lamborghini made a V10 version and basically stamped a big price mark on where it was basically just an Audi R8 underneath, which is... But that is the way of the world. Let's have a look here. What are your plans for the Calvin Klein Spits on Carpet? Right, I'm going to tell you, and this is something long story short, I talked to a guy who he's in America, and basically he's like me. He's a watch modder / restorer, but he does it for luxury watches. And he gets quite a lot through, and he's got a lot of money's worth behind him, and he's got a lot of big clients. And it was just one of these things. He just popped up on me Facebook, and we just got chatting, and he was a great guy and down to earth. But anyway, I said I had the Calvin Klein. I said, look, I've got plans for it. It's got a 28-24 movement in. And my plan is slash was the 20-24 movement is used in a majority of luxury watches throughout time. It was used as a good base. Watch manufacturers would rebrand it with their branding on it and stick it in. A lot of watches did that throughout the time. And I said to him, look, I says, my idea is try and find parts for a type of Swiss-made watch that use this movement. I'll gut this one. I'll make what people would refer to as a Franken watch. And this is the thing. This is where it's going to turn heads. Not turn heads. It's going to put people off. Because the whole thing with Franken watches is it a true watch? Is it not? Now, the reason why I'm doing it and I find it's okay is this is for me. I'm not going to be selling it on full stop. This is a watch I'm going to keep. And the watch that one I'm going to say in a second, the watch it's going to be turned into is a watch that I ideally want in my collection. However, the prices for it are going up and up and up. And for good reason, even though technically compared to the modern versions of the watch, it is lower spec. And the new watches have got in-house movement. The ETA versions, because they're only made over a short period of time, one version was only made for 6 months, and the price of that's going quite quickly up, and it will do. It'll be a modern classic, and I wished I had one. But anyway, typing away one night, I said, look, I've got this. And he just said, look, I know which watch you like, and I know which watch you're going for. And if you don't ask me any questions, I'm going to send you out a package. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, I'm not going to quit. He says, don't press us on what it is. I'm just going to send you a package. It's parts I cannot use. Now, the reason why I couldn't use them was because he is an absolute finick for original. And he said, the case has been over polished. He says, to be honest, original. And he said, the case has been over polished. He says, to be honest, they're not the right kind of curves and stuff like that, but you will not tell. It's just from the clientele I'm trying to sell to, it's not something I would put in a watch. It doesn't have a movement because I've used that in another watch because that was one of the usable parts. However, it does also have the dial to it because the dial, yet again, he says, I don't see use to it because most of the watches, again, which have this dial, the dial would stay with the watch. So he says, I'll send you the case, the bezel, the crystal, and the basically the dial. He says, I can't help you out with anything else because I don't have the rest of the parts because I've used them. So I says, okay, do that. Anyway, around about 3 weeks ago, I get a parcel. And like I say, I've recorded it as well. Didn't know what it was, and I opened it up. The other thing he said was he actually had the actual paperwork for that case as well. So he had the serial numbers and stuff to prove that this case was original and also wasn't nicked or anything like that. He checked it. He's given us some details there as well. And when I opened the actual packaging, I was like, whoa, okay, this has actually astonished me there. It was in a Tudor ETA Black Bay 58, an ETA Black Bay case from Tudor. So these were produced in like 2011 or 2013, I think. And basically it used a ETA 20-24 movement in, which was the upmarket version, had a load of decorating on. Don't get me wrong, these ones are the base versions. ETA normally do 4 types of movements. They'll do a base version, then I think it's the elbow or whatever, which is slightly more decorated. Then they go up to like like tested standard weights to a certain time frame and yada yada. The more expensive ones are used in the more expensive watches. And yeah, so I'm going to be building myself an ETA Tudor. And the only problem is, and I have actually sourced the majority of the parts now, but the issue is, like Rolex and Tudor, finding spare parts when you're just a hobbyist, which I am, I'm not going to lie, is like rocking horse poo. It's like hen's teeth. You just cannot find them out in the market. Like the movement holder was one of the things. I spent a good week trying to find the movement holder. That's in the post now. And I'm not going to lie, it's an aftermarket movement holder, which no doubt would be used in a fake watch. That's what it's there for. However, I can use it in the Tudor, so I've gone and got that. The same with the crown. The crown that I've got is a aftermarket crown. I couldn't get an original, so that's going to have to. I'm just going to hope it's going to fit the case. I had a good talk. To be honest, the guy I was talking to, and I'm not going to name names because this guy does sell parts for counterfeit watches. I'm not going to lie, he does. However, he is, because of this and the way he knows the market, he just said, look, the parts will fit. These parts, the way these people do these watches is they take an original watch, do a part and fit it to the original watch. And that's what they do to make sure it is one-to-one copy. And he says, look, that will fit that case. So that's where it starts becoming a bit kind of grey ground of what I'm doing with it. And I'm like I say, the watch is staying with me. The dial is original. The case is original. I have got the certs for it. I'm going to keep it. I don't see the issue with it. And I'm going to hold my hands up there and say that's what I'm doing. And I think I'm going to be quite over the moon with it. The other thing, this is the other thing, I didn't say the one of the other parts that came with it. He also included an original Tudor rotor. So basically on the back of this, which is one of the biggest bugbears, is the rotor of this Calvin Klein has Calvin Klein on it. And he's went and actually include original Tudor rotor of a 28-24 movement. So in all intents and purposes, even though this isn't a decorated movement, I can debrand the movement as well. And I don't know, don't get me wrong, it's behind a solid case back, but just knowing the movement doesn't have any Calvin Klein in it means, you know, it just feels better. But the reason why I wanted an ETA version of the Tudor is the thinner. I like the Black Bay 58 designs, but the Black Bay 58 is perfect because it's thin. The Black Bay range is quite a thick, chunky watch, like my GMT. It's a thick, chunky watch. I do like it, but I would like the same sizing, but with thinner case. And the ETA version, because the movement was actually thinner than the actual in-house, it got away with a 12.7 millimeter case, I think. So the case is actually thinner than the newer watches now. They're actually better. And also servicing is cheaper as well because it's an ETA movement. Majority of watch people can service them. I'm going to try and learn myself to service an ETA movement. I've stripped a few. I've put together a few, but I haven't properly serviced them. I've done NH36. Seiko movements I am there with. ETAs I'm just a bit touchy with because the amount of money they are. I'm thinking about getting a Chinese clone and doing it, to be honest, because you can get them for about 50 quid. But an ETA movement, 200, 250 quid, I do not want to bugger that watch up. But yeah, that's basically what I'm doing, and I'm going to be over the moon with it. And I'm going, you know, when I wear it, it is, in all intents and purposes, to me, a Tudor watch. The base watch, the skeleton, the main parts are Tudor. However, I am going to have to admit that, and I will say to people, look, there's a Franken watch, the main bits are there, but I've had to add bits in. But think of it this way, it's like an old car, right? If you've got an old car and like I say, you're trying to restore it, like my bike over here, and you've got bits that you can't get, like say the exhaust is rusted through and you can't get that, or you need a new radiator, or, you know, the seats are buggered. You would get aftermarket parts for that, like new stainless steel exhaust, you get new leather seats. They're not original OEM, but it means you can get yourself into that car, you can drive it, you can have fun in it. You don't care what anybody else thinks. The car looks good, it feels good, and that's what it is. And that's the way I'm going to explain it to people about the watch. This watch wouldn't have been put back together unless I got the parts. Otherwise, it would have just been a heap of parts on a shelf, never to be used again. But anyway, let's have a quick look at the chat, because I've just ranted there for quite a fair bit there. You are, Celine Drive, you're right on the other side of the world. Hope you have nicer weather than me. It's not been bad today, actually. It's been, I think I've actually passed 2 times. It's quite funny. I'm just hearing people outside now walking past the door. Let's have a look there. I used to live a lot closer to Raffles. Yes, like I say, Marcus, Ruffles, was it Raffles Styles, I think. I've come across him before, the party parts, you know, aftermarket. He's, I've used him a lot to get parts, and these are unbranded parts, to be honest, but to get look-alike dials that look like Seikos, but they've been rebranded, and he does a good job, don't get me wrong, and I talk to him quite a bit as well, but he does do outrage. He does do outmakes, he does, and he will not shy away with it, but I'm not going to say his name. And like I say, I don't say the name of the guy that's given us the Tudor parts either, because he said, look, I'm going to say his name. And like I say, I don't say the name of the guy that's given us the Tudor parts either, because he said, look, if people knew what I was doing here, people could be coming screaming to us for parts left, right, and centre. He's taken pictures of how many parts he's got for Rolexes, Tudors, Omegas. He's literally got a desk that big with literally parts in bins. And these are all Rolex parts, Omega parts. And basically what he does is, and he buys broken watches in. He's like a dealer, basically. He's a hobby dealer. and he'll go to places like, you know, like people who have had house removals and stuff, people who've not paid up and things, and he'll buy these watches cheap, and they won't work, some of them, and he'll just strip them for parts, and that's what he does. He'll strip a watch for parts, put them in the designated boxes, a watch will come in, he'll fix, and he'll get the original parts for that watch and put it in. That's what he does, and he makes quite a lot of money out of it, but he does it for a hobby at the end of the day. That's what I do with my Seikos. I'm just not touching something that could be worth 20 grand. He's worked on like old vintage Submariners, which are like, you know, 20, 30 grand's worth of watch, and you're sitting there thinking, if you slip up, you've just lost that money down the drain. And that's not me. If I slip on a Seiko, I've lost maybe 30, 50 quid for movement. If I do that on a bloody Rolex, no, not my Avgar, that would just be putting the wind up me a bit too much. Let's have a look. Umar, I'd be interested to see how your Tudor watch turns out. Well, like I say, I'll be doing a full video on it. I've done part of it, like I say, I've done the opening of the box with the parts, because like I say, I wanted to get my reaction. I'm pleased, because to be honest, part of me thought he was going to send us. He sometimes get Hamiltons in. He's not a big fan of Hamilton for some reason, but he gets them in because obviously they've got the ETA movements in. So I was thinking, no, he's going to be giving us one of his blooming Hamilton kind of casts off. And if I'm all honest, I like Hamilton, but I'm not a big fan of them. Don't know why. Yeah, again, it's just one of those things. Just talk about. The other thing is, like, say, if you do like these live feeds, please jam on that like button. Just helps me out a hell of a lot when we actually comes out, you know, the YouTube analytics and stuff. They like having likes and stuff and things like that, especially because this live stream was a bit of a let's see, because the other one went down. This isn't actually tagged right, so this one will be actually very badly searched on YouTube because I haven't done the tagging right on it, because I literally just went, everything's gone off, bam, there we go. But you know, the main hangers on who like my gibbering and jabbering, like I say, use are more mental than me to listen to me. I don't know why you do it, but hey, you're all glutton for punishment. And I love yous all for it. You know, that's the way I am. But yeah, it is a good thing. Let's have a look here. Let's continue. Talking of Phantom watches and modding, have you tried anything with steel diver cases? Like that? No, I haven't. Now, this here is a steel diver case. This isn't my watch, by the way. This is a custom, well, not a customer. He's a customer, but he doesn't want this modern. What he said was, I'm getting a steel dive watch. Would you mind if I send it to you to get a review before I get it? So this is actually still wrapped up, as you can see, still got the labels on. And I've never bought these. Now, I do quite a few kind of Apocalypse Now builds, and I actually buy the cases empty. I go to a company over in I forgot where it is now. It's terrible because I just deal over email. I don't know where they are, but anyway, it's over in the east, and they do replica Seiko 6105 8110 cases. So I actually get a bare case. It comes with the bezel, it comes with the crystal, and it doesn't even come with the back because I normally put original Seiko backs on them. And I build, you know, copies of the Apocalypse Now watches for people. And this is one of my other rants. I'm pleased you talked about this because I've just remembered another thing I was going to talk about. Hey, but he said, look, he says, I'm getting this and I'm going to wear it. So I'm going to do a review on this in the next couple of days. He's going to get it, and he says, I'm going to wear it, and then I might want you to mod it later on. And I will do a modern video of that. I actually, ironically, do have a build going through for somebody now for an Apocalypse Now watch. The only request he's had, and people shoot people down for this, he's actually wanting a quartz version. So I'm actually doing a quartz version of this watch from with one of my third-party cases, not this case. It'll be interesting to see how moddable this case is, because it might be a good base for future builds. But anyway, he's wanting actually one with a quartz movement in, because he doesn't like the idea. He's got mechanical watches and he loves them, but he says he just wants a watch he can stick on the wrist and doesn't have to worry. It'll be still ticking away, still got the exact time he set it 3 weeks ago. And I'm going to do that for him, because that's, yeah, I'm a watch modder. It's not my watch, it's whatever they want to do. So I will be doing a full Willard kind of Captain Willard special with a quartz movement in the next 2 weeks, I think, if the parts come in for it. But yes, that is the steel diver one. And it just, the amount, I think the guy paid off not YouTube, he bought this off eBay and get them off AliExpress, and they're an all-out copy of the original Seiko Turtle Diver back from Apocalypse Now. And it's rebranded, obviously. It's got branding on the back with Steel Diver. It's got the brand on the... It's rebranded, obviously. It's got branding on the back with Steel Diver. It's got the brand on the case. It doesn't actually have branding on the actual strap as well, which is quite nice. I like having plain straps. I don't like it being on, but literally paid for it on... When did this come? He bought it Thursday, and he said, look, can I have your address to give to the buyer to send it to you? This came at 11 o'clock the next day. He bought it at 1 o'clock the day before. It came in less than 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Less than 24 hours it came. £110. NS35 movement, sapphire crystal, fully luminous bezel for £110. Now, the thing that gets me, and this is bringing up Seiko again, I'm going to do a video coming up. I've got it all written out there. I'm going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to do it because I'll get very emotional. Not emotional. I won't be crying. I won't be having hankies, but I'll be getting very passionate about it. Is the Seiko remake of the Apocalypse Now watch, which does have an improved movement, and I think it's got the 6R35 in it, is £1,200 retail. £1,200 retail. This is 110. Now, other than the branding and the slight difference in movement, where is the other £1,100 going to other than Seiko just living off the branding? And that's coming from a guy who is a Seiko fanboy through and through, who just hasn't bought a Seiko in... When was the last Seiko I bought? A year and a half ago. Because I just can't live with the way they're going at the moment. The whole pricing range, the whole kind of jumping on the bandwagon of like the fashion watches. They've turned the SKX into a fashion watch, and they're just basically squeezing the lifeblood out of it very, very slowly. And in all honesty, like I say, Helm Dollar, Steel Diver, there's other Seiko, what's the other one? Proxima is a Proxima. There's another one as well. WR Watches is a website. They've got quite a few. There's Zoom, but the quality of them is superb, and sometimes they're better than Seiko. The other thing is everything lines up on this. Seiko can't do that for love nor money. Even with the higher up watches, the quality control is just not there because they don't give a monkeys. Also, customer service, Helm Dollar. I message them regularly. I get watches and say, oh, great. I know people who message them and they get a resolution same day. I've had an issue with one of my Helm Dollars, and literally they sorted it out within a day. They even said, look, there's the part. Don't even bother sending the other one back. Just there it is. Keep that. You wouldn't get that from Seiko. And I think the same thing is true, just getting back onto Zelos, because I think Zelos is the brand that I'm going to say this now, Zelos is my top brand at this moment in time. I don't know why, it is. Zelos is just absolutely spectacular at the moment, the way they're doing things. But the big companies are just getting too big for the boots, and they're making stuff just on there. And the Rolex do the same. Rolex is just an advertising brand at the end of the day. That's all they are. They're very good at advertising. I think Rolex is a charity as well. Never figured out. I've never looked into it. People will be able to educate me on that, but I've never got the reason why Rolex is a charity. But they live off the branding, and that's the same with Calvin Klein as well. Like I say, Calvin Klein to young people is just Calvin Klein. Now, the fact of the matter is, Calvin Klein watches, the quartz ones, you look at them, like 70, 120 quid. You can pick up the same watch off AliExpress for like 8 quid, just without the branding. And that's the thing. In today's society where you're Instagramming everything, now I've got an Instagram account, still can't bloom and use the thing. I feel old. I'm 28 and I feel like a granddad. I can't use this modern tech. It's like TikTok. What the hell's TikTok? If somebody can explain to me what TikTok is other than a YouTube where you got small clips where you go, he's just fell over and hurt himself. There's a cat doing the jig. It's today's society. And the thing is, it's my society. I used to be called Granddaddy Kylie Ginge. That was my nickname at school because I used to talk. I do get along with people my age, don't get me wrong, but they're normally the same mindset as me. But this is the thing. You can pick up decent watches such as this Steel Diver, and you've basically got it on par with somebody who's bought a 1,200 quid Seiko. And oh, yes, Yes, we've got this 1,200 quid Seiko there. Yes, it's got these weird materials in the mainspring and the balance that makes it so I've got 70 hours power reserve. And you're sitting there with the NH35 steel dive, which the movement, in all intents and purposes, is the same. The architecture in the movement is the same. The only thing that's different is the materials for the mainspring and also the balance. The rest of it is the same. So the research and development that you're paying for, that an extra £1,100, don't get me wrong, case is a bit different. It's a bit more finished than the original, but is it? It's not that much. It's a Seiko. Grand Seiko, yes, Grand Seiko is absolutely superb. I would pay many thousands of pounds for a Grand Seiko. The technology is there. It is phenomenal. And to be honest, is one of the best watch brands out there. But it's when you're going for a standard like Prospex brand of Seiko watch and you're paying 600 quid. This is a rant I'm going to live with, right? I'm going to keep this going. This here, it might say Seiko on it, but it's not. I have blatantly just stuck a Seiko dial in this. This here is a Helm Dollar Sumo, sapphire crystal. It's got an NH35 in it and all this. The version of this watch, right? The exact version of this watch that you can get now. I think this was a limited edition one actually with the yellow and green. £600. £600. I paid £120 for this watch. It's all intents and purposes, it's the same watch other than the branding. Why? And the new ones, even though they've got the new movement in, 70 hours power reserve, yada, 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 get it? Those are getting on for £685, £700. For that, you can get, actually, to be honest, I can tell you what you can get for that. You can get, and this is me just, don't get me wrong, Elshin hasn't paid us for this whatsoever, but you can get a Horizons 2, this is a Horizons 1, right? Or you could have got one before, actually, before the price range. But anyway, it's close enough. The blue meteorite version of the Horizon 2, I paid £680 for, not including tax. When you got the tax on it, it was around about 700 quid. That has got an ETA 2893 movement in with GMT function, sapphire crystal. It comes with a spare strap, watch roll, everything like that. And people are paying the same price for basically a watch that I can pick up for 100 quid. You know, which one would you rather have? I know which one I would rather have. And this is just branding. That's the thing. It's branding. If you've got a good brand, you can sell basically. You can sell sand. Can I say that saying now? The problem is I've got so many sayings in my head, and with all the all this bloody stuff going through, I don't know whether I can say it. It's like selling sand to a person that comes from a desert country. Can I say that? I don't know. It might get me. Yeah. Problem is with today's society, you don't know what to say, what to do anyway. But yeah, Seiko, end of the day, Seiko's a real bugbear of mine. And I've boycotted them, whatever it is. But anyway, we'll write that off. We'll write that train of thought off and he get back to the comments because no doubt there's a pile of other people have actually commented. Let's have a look here. Got a steel dives too, thinking of doing something with it. Well, like I say, the guy who's bought that one, I'm going to get back to him. He says he's thinking about keeping it stock. He might come back to us to give it a bit more of a Seiko upgrade, which I can guarantee will be him giving us a Seiko branded dial to stick in, which I've done before. If they supply the dials, I don't mind. I do actually, like I say, the dial in this watch here, this is an aftermarket Seiko dial in here, and it's actually it's not produced by Seiko. It's actually a yellow version of the waffle dial and the King Turtle. However, you can't get it, but I wanted a yellow version, and one came up, and I thought if it's for me, I don't mind. I will do one gladly for me. And I will. It's one of them things. But anyway, let's get on to the chat. Like I say, please chat amongst yourselves, have conversations. Don't just listen to this boring old ginger talking and waffling at you all night, just as I say all night. And normally, so around about 10:30 I finish. I normally say an hour then because it's getting so good in the conversation and the chat, I kind of go on even more. I need to get myself a podcast. I don't know how a podcast would work. I like chatting. It's not something I normally do, but once I get into the thing of things, it kind of keeps going. It's like it keeps flowing. It's like when you nick an artery, it just keeps flowing out. and then eventually you do pass out. And yeah. Anyway, sorry. I lost my train of thought again. Anyway, I use Steel Dive UK as well. I know they've got a site, haven't they? Yes, Watch Begin Alan. Yes, they've got hello Watch Begin. Sorry, I will, if I notice any new people, I will say hi. Yeah, hello, Alan. I did. I think that's where this came from. I think that's the eBay site for that thing. I think that's where that one came from. And like I say, it came within less than 24 hours. That is good going for a watch. Long Iron Watch Islander. I need to get my hands on one of them, but yeah, again, the money situation at this moment is restricting us to buying stuff. So I'm having to kind of beg, borrow, and steal if I can, or if I've got enough funds. If somebody comes through with a modern project and I get a bit of funding off that, I will go back and put straight into the chat. I try and put things back into the channel, so anything I get off the channel goes straight back in. However, at this moment in time, I'm not making that much off the channel. It's around about maybe, don't know how much I've made. I've got one payment of £70, I think, since it got, and I've run it for a year. So even though we make YouTube videos, it's not something that we live on. Like I say, when you get high, this is the logic with YouTube though. The higher you get up, and the more money you earn, you get more freebies, and then you sell the freebies, and you get more money. But the ones down below, you just can't. But that's the way of building business goes, isn't it? But anyway, let's have a look here. Long Island Watch, yeah. Oh, hello, Rod. Thanks for joining us. It's becoming a struggle to justify buying Seikos nowadays. A decent microband with a Seiko movement offers so much more value. And it does. And this is the thing. The majority of microband watches use Seiko movements. The NH range is Seiko instruments at the end of the day. It is a 6R36 movement. You're getting the same quality you would get in a Seiko, however, you're not paying the price point. But you normally find you're getting an upgrade sapphire crystal. You're getting basically 500 meters of water resistance in some of them. My Hammerhead 2 there, that's a 1,000-meter dive watch from Zelos, and it looks absolutely superb. It costs around about 40 quid if you get a decent one. I say decent because you can get some bit iffy ones, but to change out movement is not that hard to do once you're there. Don't get me wrong, this has come from somebody who does it quite regular. If you learn how to do it, it's not that expensive. So if a movement goes, instead of servicing it, and it sounds bad, especially for a throwaway society, you can take out the old movement and put a new one in for not that much money. And you've got your watch back up and running, which with an ETA you couldn't really do. You can, but you're going to be paying 250 quid for a new ETA, where service might be lower than that, especially on an ETA actually, because the servicing isn't that bad. Hey, let's have a look here. Hi there, Grimmy. Oh, God, I haven't been called Grimmy in a long time. I used to be called Grimmy. Dad used to be called Grimmy all the time, but you know what? Nicknames don't really stick with me. I'm just called Kyle. I'm boring. Even the lads at work don't really have. I have a steel diver. Well, time, do you find your steel diver? Like I say, I haven't. Yes, the other thing is I have to adjust the bracelet to my wrist and then adjust it back to his wrist, because I know exactly what his wrist is, so I'm going to have to add 2 more links in, which is a bit of a bugger. But no, it's not collar and pin, that one. I think it's just a pin system. That's the other thing I disliked about the Calvin Klein. That's got a collar for a 700 quid watch originally. Collar and pin. Do not put collar and pin in your bracelet. It's absolutely atrocious. I lost 2 of the collars on the floor, and no doubt the dogs ingested them. And I'm not going through his stills to pick them up. I can tell you that for now. I missed out on the new Swordfish 40. So good. Were you going to get one, Alan? Because I was sitting there watching them, and for $269, I thought, right, I might get myself one. And I really liked the black sand because it looked like the BB-58, the Tudor BB-58. And like I say, I woke up this morning, all gone. I was like, oh, well, but it makes me feel better because I was on the fence with that, because I'm waiting for the titanium Swordfish to come out, and that's what I want. But, it just made me decision easier. That's what I did. I thought if I sleep on it, there's something there. It's meant to be. If there's not, it's meant to be. And that's what it was, And I'm trying to save money at the moment, so here. I missed out on the news, so it goes earlier. Mad hair, I love it. Yes, it's all right. I had a ponytail at one point. I used to have for 10 years. I had a ponytail. I actually haven't had it short for that long, but because the hairdressers in the UK are that madly kind of booked up, I even, to be honest, I need to ring him. But I know a mate of mine rang up to get his hair done, and he couldn't get a sort for 3 weeks. I can't be bothered with that. I might as well, like, I'm working from home. I'm not seeing that many people at the moment. So what, the wife doesn't care. She just hoises in the corner and then just calls us a scruff every now and again. I really need to shave though. I can't sort that out. I might try and cut my hair, but that's going to go dramatically wrong. Like I say, I look like some kind of ginger version of the Back to the Future professor, which not Marty. Who's the other one? Doc. That's the one. Doc. I think I do look like that. I just need to spike it up a bit there again and just have some steam coming off. That'd be great. But anyway, so Zelos is the gold standard for micro. It is, to be honest, Zelos for microbands. I think it's the best. I have been looking at Helm lately. I do fancy a Helm. I tried getting one on the last sale, but trying to buy a Helm on their website when they come out is absolutely ludicrous. Literally, one in the basket. It went live, sold out. And it just can't be. There's some logic in their website that just doesn't work because they've had many hiccups when they try and sell watches. And I just can't get the one thing with Helm that I like is the case design. They look like they're very chunky watches with low lugs. They've got very short lug widths, which is my type of watch. But and people put them on the web for quite extortionate amount of prices as well because people can't get them, supply and demand and all that. And it's just an atrocious way of selling watches. I just don't like it. Zelos is good because they put it on the site. There you go. There's normally a good number of things to them, and fine well if you're there and you're kind of you've got your watch there. You can't put it in your basket until it goes live. Put it in your basket, put it out. You're pretty much guaranteed to get the watch you want. You pretty much are. You just have to be there within the first 5 minutes of the watches going live. Unless you're a sale, because the sale Zelos had the other. I actually picked up my meteorite version of the Swordfish, this one here, the blue one, for $300, which was an absolute steal. Put it this way, this was actually cheaper than the 40mm version of the Swordfish, and it's a blue meteorite. The only thing it didn't come with was a wooden box and the straps. However, to pay the premium just for that, the watch is what I'm paying for. 300 quid. That was absolutely Zelos watch that's ever been produced, and people went absolutely crazy for it. And you know what? That watch is 40mm. That was basically that I would dare say is a one watch collection watch to most people, and I would say that is a very good watch. But hey, let's have a look. I'm 55. How do you think I feel sometimes? I've been using computers since 1980. DOS. Oh, I know DOS, Windows 2. See, I remember my dad was in computers at a young age, so I remember like Windows 95, 98, and DOS and stuff. He used to play Doom. He used to play Doom on DOS because what you had to do was you had to load DOS up separately on Windows to get Doom to play. And yeah, classic vintage games there. I've actually finished my pint there. I'm going to leave it for now. I've got another one in the fridge, but I'm not going to get up and actually distract you from the look because I'll have to go up there, get a beer and all that. I'm not going to say it's because I'm lazy. I'm lazy. But hey ho. But yes, I still remember all that and hiding under the computer desk to very 2D graphics of Doom, which was, state of the art and all that. 20 megabyte hard drives, mega, not giga. Sling drive, but your jokes are as bad as mine. Hey, what do you call a pig with chicken pox? Pork scratching. Hey, there. Okay, that's bad. I'll lose a pile of scribes for that one. Sorry, I just saw that and I thought the one-liner thing was good. I made that one up the other day. I thought that was quite good. But hey ho, I don't know if you get pork scratch. Do you get pork scratchings in America? Is that a British thing? I don't know. That might be something. But hey ho, let's have a look here. I'm pushing 60 and I managed going well enough. TikTok is an online lunatic asylum. Well, to be honest, I think modern day society is a lunatic asylum, just as I'm dead in the middle of it. I should be put in a mental institution sometimes. I think I'm just too out there. The hair doesn't help, I don't think, or the straight jacket. But hey ho. What's beginning? A sapphire sandwich. Oh, I don't know where that's going. Alan, what's sapphire sandwich? I'm confused there. The other thing is, which I noticed on the 40mm Swordfish, was the meteorite was a sandwich dial, which is, I think, another first. I don't think he had that on the original Swordfish. I think that was one thing with the... Yeah, mine's not. The meteorite was one bit with the indices on. The rest of the range wasn't. Well, cutouts with the sandwich dial. The meteorite Swordfish in the 40mm was actually a sandwich dial by the look of the rendering, so that was good. But he who. Canadians are good because they can take a joke. They like good old British, well, the majority, Northern Britain. Scotland, North Britons and basically Ireland are very good at taking jokes about themselves. They are. Southerners are a bit. I'm not going to say that. That's demographic, and people again. I can't do that. I've been down south. The demographic between England going from south to north, even to a lot of UK people, is quite dramatic. Like people call Liverpool north. It's not. It's not. Anywhere above York is north. Liverpool is not blooming north. It's the Midlands at best. But anyway, let's continue. Let's continue. For a podcast, you need a sidekick. I know. If anybody can suggest one, though, time in the UK, I'd be more than happy to. No, what I would want, and this is what I want. I want me as person who likes watches, and then I just want a total person that does, might like watches, but is literally would wear Casio, and that's it. I want somebody that's kind of chalk and cheese, because I think the demographic there would be quite good. I used to have a mate, and this is all honesty, and I should really keep in contact with him, because he was a good mate of mine, still is. I was a groomsman at his wedding, and he is an absolute nutcase. He is, but he's got a thing for radio. He used to do a podcast himself, and Andrew was just great, and I think he would be good. And I might reach out to him. Actually, I might reach out to him and see, because I think he would do quite a good podcast. I think he would. It's all right. It's just my dog trying to get comfy in the background. That is Sprocket. That is my wire-haired pointer. Say hello. He's got a habit of humping cushions, so if he gets a bit vigorous in the background, do say in the comments, because I will stop him. True story is, I was on with a client. He had this view. So it was me, my boss, a few other people, and the client we were trying to sell a £2 million system to. He got a hold of one of the cushions and started going hell for leather at it. I didn't realise until my boss burst out laughing, because we're all good, to be honest. The client was quite good as well, saying, "You do know what your dog is doing in the background?" I went, "Yes, he's asleep." Oh, my God. Yes. They say don't work with animals or kids. Well, when they live in the house, you can't do anything else. But anyway, I've digressed again. I've gone totally off watches. I've gone far, far, far away off watches. But yeah, I need to try and work out podcasts. And like I say, if anybody wants to join us in a podcast, I am more than happy to do one. Don't know how it would work over computer, because you really need them around a table or something like that. But I'm sure it can be done. It's on my to-do list. But anyway, fit the hands on the car. Yes, how did that go time in the UK? Because I know you emailed us about them. I think I'll back to you, though, but like you say, it's not a big job fitting the hands. You have a video on, actually. I saw a video pop up on your newsfeed. It's in my to watch videos. I've got around about 20 odd videos in my to watch ones. That's one of them. And I think I've got around about 2 of Celine drivers to actually watch, which like I say, one of them's that prototype you reviewed the other day. I need to watch that. So I've got a lot of videos to watch. I've got a lot of videos to upload. It's just one of them things. But hey ho, let's keep going. Like I say, I've got a load of things in my head, but I'll keep going on this one. But yeah, I'll watch that video, see how it goes. Rod, I straight cut my hair with a set of dog clothes from we had a miniature schnauzer. Schnauzer, that's a good one. Never going back to the barbers again. Well, like I say, it would be good. I need to learn myself, because like I say, it's like £7 a pop, and I'm a tight ass. I just don't like spending money. If I can do it myself, I would. And I might just get a pair of barber's clippers and see if I can do it. What's the worst that can happen? I just shave it off if it goes wrong. I've never had a shaven head, though. I don't know how it would look. I might look very kind of skinheady. I don't think I could. I couldn't pull that look off. I'll keep the beard. I'll look like a true biker then, skinhead, big beard, that's the way to go. Let's have a look. Dave, Sleen will be glad to know I'm no longer plaiting my hair. I've managed to get it cut. No, yeah, I need to get one. Pork rides. Pork rides. That's scratchings, yeah. Like I say, I don't know if it's I don't know. Pork scratchings has got to be a British thing. It's one of those things that other people would like. It's like pork scratchings and peas pudding and black pudding. Oh, I love black pudding. I haven't had black pudding in a long time. Black pudding steak or black pudding in a fry up. Oh. Also goes good in a stew because it melts, and I love black pudding. But anyway, plaiting my hair into I remember that conversation of the last live feed. I do not want to think about natural mankinis. No. No, that was me who was saying that, wasn't it? Right, just pass on with that. If you don't know about that, look at the last live feed. What's black pudding? Wait there, I'll go over it. What black pudding is, basically, is you get the blood of the pig, you get basically the intestines as well, and you basically make up a sausage using the blood and the fat, and you basically boil it, and you get, that's what it is. It's basically blood and fat. Or it's like haggis, but the haggis is more the usual things that people normally, notice. Scotland haggis, sheep bladder, no, sheep bladder, sheep stomach. Not, that's creamy as well. But that's like fat and things. Ivory up in the north, it's black pudding and white pudding. I'm not a singer. Oh god, these life feeds. Anyway, let's jump back. Plant me here. I love Doom and Doom 2. Now I want to load it up again. Yeah, Doom and Doom 2. Like I say, that was my dad and my uncle used to play Doom and Doom 2. They're absolutely excellent. Like I say, this was the one I was wearing today until I swapped my Save the Ocean Turtle, which is an absolutely lovely watch. I traded that one for a Seiko Franken Monster, which I found a bit big, and it's an absolutely phenomenal. The dial on that is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely love that dial. But anyway, so John, you die into. Let's have a look at my interweb. Might be being a bit iffy. See, I think I've succeeded to. It's 11:15, but like I say, I think my internet's going to have another hiccup. I say the internet. I think this is computer. I think